Don't you find it funny how Spotify has a whole section for League of Legends music?
I didn't realize they had a whole section. I mean, I haven't actually seen that section, but
Go on
no, it doesn't
Spotify,
surprise me
go
in the
on browse.
slightest.
They've got genres and moods. One of the genres and moods of League of Legends.
Yeah, but there's some really weird ones, isn't there? That if you keep going, there's like, you know, keyboard smashing mood and like time to post your mail mood.
I mean, they've got radar. I don't know what radar is. Is it
Radar's
radar
radar's
noises?
just like what you need to, you know, in your
Oh,
genre
keep it on your
on
radar.
your
Okay,
radar. Yeah.
okay. Okay, I think that's a good start to the podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to Open Your Beta. I
So
am Jack.
yeah, I'm Jamie actually,
Yeah,
and
actually.
episode 47.
Wow.
Yeah, not very spectacular actually. Very boring episode. So
No, 47 is actually I don't sometimes you like can really visualize numbers in a weird way. Like you associate colors with certain numbers. I associate the number 47 with the word boring.
for, I have to say, 47 as numbers go, it's kind of it's a sort of number that you say when you're trying to be as random as possible to name a number between 0 and 100.
It's the sort of number I name when I'm trying to think of the most boring number
Yeah,
possible.
it's either that or
Yeah.
37. It's kind of like it's not
Oh,
50. It's an
oh,
odd number.
37. When you said that, it was like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah. See. Anyway, so
Anyway,
we this podcast we've got some really really meaty gossip and lies for you. So
yeah,
we're going to start off with, well, actually, you know what? Usually I say, right, let's start talking about games, blah 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 blah, something about Nintendo, something about
yeah,
the Switch that's not coming out. I always say, how about we
yeah.
start with movies this time? Let's talk about movies first.
Okay. Can I also tell you what I'm drinking? Because it's kind of fun. I want to show you the can.
How fun.
It's a hazy pale ale, Jamie, but what's another word for hazy?
Cloudy.
That's right, murky. It's called Merc Life Balance, which is great because at the moment I have no Merc Life Balance. I just have life
Huh.
balance.
I've not seen
But it,
that beer before. Pretty cool.
oh, I never get one you haven't had. It's from Magic Rock Brewing. Nice little 5%. It's very good. Would
Nice.
recommend. Cheers. So I'll get started with movies.
Whoa,
This
whoa,
is a
whoa,
fun
whoa,
new
whoa.
format.
No. What about me? What am I drinking?
What you drink? I could see it was a mug, so I stopped caring.
So I'm drinking Lidl decaf coffee. Please continue.
Delicious. Right. Okay. I might mess up here because we're not used to this new format of movies before gaming news. So let me brace myself. So we had lots and lots of new trailers, Jamie, and I am going to afterwards segue into a much more dramatic conversation that needs to be had just about life in general at the moment. And it's all because of stupid blockbuster movie trailers, but it's just something that I thought about after watching all these. We had Fast and Furious 9 trailer. I am extremely behind Fast and Furious films. But every time I watch a trailer or hear something about a film, I feel like this would be my favorite franchise of all time because it's so clear that they do not care anymore. They're just trying to get to the most
Yeah.
ridiculous set pieces as fast as possible, and it just looks ridiculous.
You've mentioned that to me. Um,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit like slow and sedate when it comes to my Fast and Furious news. I haven't actually watched a single one. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna have
Yeah,
to
I mean
tell me a little bit of that.
if there was a movie series about me and Jamie, it would be called Slothful and Calm. So it's not quite as seen Fast and Furious, but they're very popular movies. I think they're like the quintessential blockbusters, aren't they? Like you can't argue with that.
Yep.
That were like Avengers films. This one has John Cena playing one of the characters' brothers, which I think is a plot that happens in every one of these movies. There's like a secret relative is revealed, and then it's all about family.
Are they
Just like
evil?
Carrie
Is that
Fisher
the
described
thing?
Star Wars. Oh yeah, yeah. It's John Cena, and I won't lie, his acting in the trailer really impressed me. I don't think I've ever seen John Cena like this good in a film,
Fair
from what it
enough.
looks like, which is quite interesting. Um, yeah, this might be old news, but I didn't know. But Fast and Furious 10 is going to be a two-part finale to the franchise. I assume they're going to keep making
There's
spin-offs,
a
but
that there's no way they're going to
they
keep
laid the
making
groundwork
spin-offs
with
as
Hobbs
long as
and
they
Shaw.
can.
Yeah, but I thought, oh, okay, they're actually putting an end on the main sort of thing. That's starting filming in 2022. Yeah, Fast and Furious 9, it looks like a lot of fun. There's like giant magnets that are really strong and they like flip cars around and stuff. And there's just hilarious moments where there's these huge like military fantastical vehicles that I'm pretty sure don't exist in real life. And then there's just like Ludacris driving a supercar and like bashing into it. It's like they're still driving like Need for Speed cars. But they
I
constantly
just
address in this trailer how ridiculous the films are. They're like, we fought tanks and submarines. Like
see
they're
that
just
that's great.
so
Like you
self-aware.
need to embrace that. I can't help
Yeah.
but feel that the reason why I haven't watched any of these movies is because would I be right in saying that some of them take themselves too seriously?
The early ones probably did. God, I think the last one I saw was Tokyo Drift, and I don't think that's even in the main continuity of the series. It was like 15 years ago or something stupid.
I just they've they've got. I was gonna say they've got balls, but they don't because they just make loads of money and they just keep releasing them.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how could you conceive of this? You imagine making Fast and Furious 1, a
Yeah.
silly little car vroom vroom shoot thing, and being
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is part one of our planned 10-part epic movie series. It's gonna
The stakes get so high. And some of the early ones are really like that. Like, as serious movies, they've got some really good scenes and, just great movie moments in general. And then they just completely jumped the shark and fully embraced it. They made the shark a main character.
I think they made the right decision because
I think
if you're
so.
doing a serious car movie in this day and age, it kind of has to be really good. I
Yeah.
think I don't think you can really
Otherwise, you get
get
that
away
Need
with it
for Speed
anymore.
that was like really boring. Everyone hated.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, if your blockbuster franchise is going to go on this long, just keep up in it. Just get ridiculous.
yep.
More set pieces. Why not? Yeah.
Can I be
What
rude and
else?
throw in something, please?
You can throw something in.
Um, on the exact same note, just Mad
Yeah.
Max 2, as in Mad Max Fury Road 2.
Yes.
Uh,
That's a great example of a car movie that is just really good.
it's just you said all those things, just more up it. It's like, yeah, Mad Max. Actually, I'd want that.
We could do anything with
Give-
that. God, I really hope they sort out the stuff with the studio and George Miller and everything. I
and
don't.
like,
It's probably never going to happen. But
and the Australian government, I believe.
oh yeah. Oh God, there was
It's
a
like a
lot to
whole
that story that
thing.
I forgot about.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, it's a massive shame. I mean, Mad Max Fury Road is probably like my third favorite movie of all time. It's I can watch it over and over again. I love it. Um,
yes,
Moving on from car movies, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I mentioned that briefly before we started recording. I haven't seen Hitman's Bodyguard. I watched the trailer for this. Looks fun. Looks like most Ryan Reynolds movies,
I
where
saw
he's
the
just
first
kind of.
one.
Did you like the first one?
Yes, I I did. I don't.
Yeah.
I think I liked it. Yeah, I don't think it's like well, it's Ryan Reynolds. It's not going to blow your
Yeah.
mind,
It's
but
not high art.
yeah, yeah. I haven't watched the trailer for this new one. Obviously, I've seen. You can't really escape it. It's kind of
I
everywhere
think it
right
came
now.
out today or yesterday.
Oh, okay. I saw like I must have seen pictures then. I've heard about it before today,
Yeah, I
definitely.
think there was set pictures and stuff like that before. Yeah, it's got Selma Hayek is joining the cast as a main character, and Antonio Banderas is the villain. So it looks like those four actors playing the same sort of characters they always do. and just having fun with it. It looks
Yeah,
like quite a funny, interesting premise. Like Ryan Reynolds is like in therapy and he's got to avoid all like violence and stuff and just take it easy for a while. And then he gets like swept into the action. It's like, oh, that's kind of doing something a bit different with it. I
yeah.
feel like not that I've seen the first one.
I
Um,
just I can't. I do think that when you're watching a Ryan Reynolds movie, at the back of your head, like if it's cheesy or whatever, it's kind of it's okay because it's him. And I know that he's making that movie and he's laughing about how cheesy a certain scene might be, and he's like,
yeah,
yeah, throw it in, throw it in. That's really
he
funny.
can get away with far more than most actors just because
Hmm.
he's so likable. Like, I mean, I really like Ryan Reynolds. He's not an amazing actor.
No.
Well, the thing is, he might be, but he never has a chance to show that off because he does a lot of the time just do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah,
It would be interesting to see him in a more kind of different, serious sort of roles. But you know, he has fun. He takes the piss out of himself. You know what you're getting. It's like comfort food.
pretty much. Yeah.
The next one has been quite big as of the last couple days. Army of the Dead.
You know, I
This
haven't
is
heard of that at all.
Zack Snyder's new film.
Yes, I have seen that actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
starring Dave Bautista. It looks very interesting. I wasn't interested in this film, but I thought I'll watch the trailer so we can talk about it on the podcast. It looks pretty good. It's a very good trailer. I'm like, I'm relatively indifferent to Zack Snyder. I really like some of his films. I'm kind of about some of his films.
Hmm.
I'm not like some people are huge Zack Snyder fans. Um, you know, I'm
Yeah,
not
you don't
I'm not a
say.
massive
It's
yeah.
a whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not like a massive fan of the DC films. I very much dislike a lot of them. Um, but yeah, this looks good. It's probably gonna have a lot of Zack Snyder self-indulgence, but I really like Dave Bautista. I thought he was so good in Blade Runner 2049, his brief appearance. So I'm glad to see him in more movies. And it's basically a heist movie where a bunch of people need to break into Vegas and steal loads of money from this vault. And Vegas has been overrun with zombies, but the zombies have been contained within Vegas, so it's just Vegas. Which looks like a really cool aesthetic. There's some shots where
Oh,
there's
that
like
sounds
Elvis
so
impersonator
fun.
zombies, and yeah, it just looks really fun.
I've only so
A lot of
I'm
action.
basically sorry. Um, I'm just looking at
Go
the
for it.
images now. I've only
Ooh,
seen images. I'm going to watch the trailer after the podcast.
yeah, go for it.
But it looks very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Gambling Man in the trailer. Who sings it? It's a great choice for a song. There's like a zombie tiger appears. It's all very Vegas heavy stuff. And the big thing is that the zombies are smart. They are
How smart are we
organized.
talking?
They don't talk, but they're organized and they seem to be able to communicate to each other in some way.
Interesting.
Um, and like maybe they can use weapons and stuff. They're yeah, they look very different sort of zombies.
You know what? I think zombies are poised for a comeback, at least in movies. I
I
don't
kind of
think
disagree.
you don't think so.
No, I think we had zombies for so long.
Oh, we
I
had
think
bad zombie movies though,
we
and
had good zombie movies.
oh, I kind of I don't know. I mean,
I
I'm
want
not.
dinosaurs. I think it's someone else's turn before zombies come back.
I don't honestly. I want dinosaurs in my games. I have zero interest in watching a movie
Oh,
where the dinosaurs attack. That doesn't
I want
appeal to
both.
me at all.
I want both. I want dinosaurs and zombies. I want dinosaurs that are integrated into human society like Dinotopia. I want a mad scientist who lives on the moon and creates loads of dinosaurs to attack Earth. I
Wait,
want
I've got a perfect pitch for you. I've got a pitch for you.
hit me.
Love,
Right, this new
death,
series we're doing.
love, death plus robots plus dinos.
Dino Anthology
Tell me
with robots.
it's the same concept, except
Hmm.
every single episode there are dinos. Every single one. There's
Yeah.
20 episodes, and they just sneak in a dino every single time.
Even in the background. I'm into it. I just want more dinosaurs.
there must be at least every ground, for mid and back. In each episode, there must feature a dinosaur,
It
and
just
it gets to a point where it's like episode 18. It's like there's our mid ground, and like a little like a stegosaurus kind of like sprints past
it's just like dinosaur wallpaper in the background. Like, yeah, it counts.
Andy's room.
I just feel like dinosaurs. It boggles my mind. Kids love dinosaurs, and so do grown-ups. Can we have more dinosaur things?
I don't. Okay, hear me out with zombies because I feel like I need to defend that
You
opinion.
can you can defend your corner.
Um, I don't. I'm not saying that zombies weren't overused. Like I get it, right?
Hmm.
But I don't think they've been used for. It's been like I don't know, a good 5 years. I would say in my own head, which is completely false, I'm sure. But I feel like I haven't seen many zombie movies for quite a few years now.
No, I
And
think you're right.
if I have seen them, they're not they're not special. Like I'm
They're
talking
forgettable.
like good some like real crunchy zombie movies.
You know what we need? We need World War Z adapted like a documentary found footage sort of movie. Do you know the book World War Z? Do
I've
you know
read
the
the
premise of
book.
the book? You've read the whole book.
Yes.
Do you know exactly what I'm talking about?
I would I was definitely disappointed by the
Yeah,
adaptation.
the movie was just like, I don't know, relatively standard zombie film, but they can climb each other.
I was disappointed in that it wasn't like the book. I didn't think it was a terrible movie,
No, it
but
wasn't
it,
bad.
it was it wasn't it was World War Z. It was just called World War Z. There was nothing in any way relating to the books. And as far as I
Yeah,
was aware, I didn't think the books were like crazy popular either. The
I
book, I
never
should
thought
say.
they were.
It's a bit
Yeah, I
weird.
don't know why I'm saying they. Is it? It might be a series. I don't know. No, it's true. It's like there's some really cool creative concepts in the book. It's so different. It feels much more real, especially after COVID. I mean, some of the things in World War Z literally happened in COVID,
Yeah,
but you just replaced
yeah,
zombies
yeah.
with
You're right.
coronavirus. But it's like I don't know, it felt like they really watered down the film to make it a kind of bog standard zombie movie.
Oh, totally.
I can,
They
ki- I can, I can
totally.
I can agree with you to an extent with zombies. I think for me, the the thing that turns me off of that idea is The Walking Dead is still going on, and for me, that kind of bridges the gap of the zombie era. Like it feels like it's still going.
I
But yeah,
forgot about that. I don't. Is Walking Dead at all relevant these days? Really?
I don't think so. I
I don't think it is.
don't know many people who still watch it.
You're
It's
right.
very frustrating.
It is annoying having that bridging gap. I get what you mean.
Just because that was like kind of the thing that really pumped zombies up. Well, that and like 28 days later and stuff.
But like then I'm sure dinos also were never dead. I mean, I'm not even talking about movies.
No,
I'm
there's
talking
a
about they were never extinct in real life, you know?
well, technically they're not because birds are
I was just
dinosaurs.
about to say that.
No, I know there's a lot of dinosaur stuff as well. Like, I mean, I say that for kids. You've got like Land Before Time, and there's all these like monster movies and
Hmm.
stuff. But Army of the Dead though looks very interesting. I'm excited for it. And another
Hmm.
interesting thing about this movie, a prequel movie is being made called Army of Thieves, and that's going straight to Netflix.
Is it an anime?
It's not. It's
I,
live action
I saw
again.
something about an anime
I'm pretty sure this is live action. I mean, maybe it's anime. I'd have to double check, but
because
I thought it said it was live action.
when you type in Army of the Dead, I mean this is 2020, and
Yeah.
it says Army of the Dead prequel and anime series. Zack Snyder. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that
Uh,
means.
this doesn't mention Army of Thieves being an anime. No, this is definitely live action. Maybe they were
Interesting.
doing an anime series as well.
In
I
fairness,
mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I feel like they're really trying to milk this already. Yeah, in September 2020, it was announced that a prequel film and an anime-style television series are in development to expand the franchise.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not.
it's going to be
I'm
called Army of
sorry.
the Dead Las Vegas.
An anime of this in this concept would be absolutely my jam. That sounds so good.
Like they're really going all in on this franchise, and it's not even out yet. Is it
That
based on
concerns
a
me.
book or something? I
I
mean, it does look cool though, and it looks like a cool aesthetic with all the Vegas stuff. You got all the neon and that. It's kind
yeah,
of Suicide Squaddy, but it would make sense in the
yes.
context of this movie.
Do you,
Um,
can you ever remember a movie franchise where they went all out with before the movie was even out, and they went
it
all out
went
with
well.
everything and did and announced sequels and spin-offs before it was out? Because I feel like every time a franchise does that, it ends up being disappointing every
Jamie,
time.
do you not remember Universal's monster movie universe,
Exactly. That's a prime example of that.
the
You
Dark
you no
Universe?
one you don't do that. You don't do that.
Well, that's why you should do what Marvel did and just make good movies that interest people,
No, 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 no,
and
no,
then
no.
you can eventually realize, oh, this will work as a cinematic universe.
No, not no. What you do is you make a great movie, one of the first 3D movies, a groundbreaking piece of cinema, one would say. You wait,
I know you're talking
you
about
wait
Coraline.
15 years. Just let you've sowed the seeds. Now you got to wait for them to grow, and then you release your next four movies, and you release them all in one go.
People really have Avatar in their minds, Jamie. People can't wait. I actually do kind of. I saw Avatar Cirque du Soleil 2 years ago for my birthday, so I have some form of like
That's just
I've
so random.
digested,
I love
I've
it.
ingested new Avatar media since the last movie. I think I'm the only person and the other people who saw that Cirque du Soleil show. Can I move on to the last two bits of movie news and
By all
stop this
means.
dragging on? Army of the Dead does look cool though. Mortal Kombat, the first reviews have come out for it. The new Mortal Kombat movie.
I didn't realize it was out.
It's not out. It's the pre-screenings.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like that close to being out at least. Like,
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. It's getting really good reviews.
no way.
Yeah, I'm seeing stuff like it's like wonderfully violent, it's shockingly violent, it's violently fun. Everyone used the word violent, but
It's
it's getting good reviews. People critics are liking it, which is very fun because it's
that's
not the sort of film you'd really expect critics to like as much as general audiences.
everything about that trailer that I saw.
Yeah,
It it looked like a really fun movie that I wanted to watch, but it
yeah,
looked cheesy and really bad, like terrible. I mean, from my memory,
yeah,
I seem to remember the CG being like a little bit, and the costumes were
yeah.
super campy, and it's
Oh,
like,
the costumes are just straight from the games.
and I was like, I want that, but that doesn't make a
Yeah,
good movie. And the fact that it
critics
actually
don't
is
want that.
good, that's
Yeah,
mental.
it's getting good reviews, which is extremely exciting. I'm very much looking forward to seeing this movie now.
Hey Jack,
Yeah.
what if this paves the way for a new Street Fighter movie?
Oh my god, what if it paves the way for fighting movie cinematic universe? They've probably already got them all planned out already.
The fighting game movie adaptation cinematic universe.
I can't wait until they do Smash. Most
I mean,
expensive movie of all time.
if they're Illumination are very much still making a Mario movie,
They
and
are.
they, if they're watching this podcast, in fact, Illumination, because I know you watch this,
Yeah, yeah, we know.
you have an opportunity, call it a business opportunity, to
Yeah.
change this movie and make it the Smash movie. Because I'm telling you now, no one wants to watch a Mario movie. No one, no one.
Everyone wants a Smash movie. And if Illumination aren't watching this, then we know Steve Carell listens on Spotify, and he has contacts at Illumination.
Unironically, though, Super
Yeah,
Smash Bros. Brawl, the subspace emissary, has the best cutscenes,
you
like
could.
of like any
It's
game.
basically already a movie. There's
Yeah,
definitely a compilation on YouTube of just all the cutscenes strung together.
that's why he never did it again. Did you know that?
That's why what?
That's why he didn't do it again.
Who?
Sakurai, he literally said the exact reason why they didn't do a subspace emissary again.
As in Ultimate.
Yeah, well, and also in Smash 4, they
Yeah,
he specifically said people just went on YouTube and watched it all. And he said he didn't want that. He wanted people to actually play the game.
that's so funny.
So
Just
he,
make all the cutscenes QuickTime events. I mean, I guess you could still just watch that on YouTube. That doesn't fix the issue in any way, does it? What a fool. Oh man, poor Sakurai. Okay,
watch other,
last bit of movie
yes,
news. Godzilla versus Kong, which also people seem to be really enjoying, but I still haven't watched it. It's set to turn a profit at the box office, which I thought was pretty huge news because doesn't that feel like that really puts into perspective where we're at in terms of the pandemic in general? That a huge blockbuster like this can make enough money to turn a profit.
it does. I think it says
And it
more.
was released on HBO Max, which is
I,
another good thing because it shows that you can release movies to streaming and still make a profit.
now that is very important, and I agree.
Yes.
But I also think that it might say something more about the US rather than, or at least all the countries that are watching that movie who haven't got strict COVID control,
I think a lot
because
of it was China.
there's no one in the UK is watching that movie. Can you even watch that movie in the UK?
I don't know if you can watch it legally. No, you can probably buy it on something. I don't know what we have as a HBO Max equivalent.
It's definitely interesting.
It is
It's very
interesting.
cool.
I mean, yeah, there is probably a lot of people shouldn't be watching this movie,
Also,
but they are.
I'm kind of down for this kaiju universe that they're making right now. It's kind of fun.
I mean, you say making, but like 5 movies deep. It's pretty established.
It's only two. Oh,
Yeah, you've got
three,
Godzilla,
three.
Kong, Godzilla King of the Movies, Godzilla versus Kong, 4 movies.
Wow. Yeah, four movies actually. Yeah, you're right. Damn.
Yeah, they've done a lot of the big names have already been done. Now it's kind of getting into some of the more obscure characters, but it's
It's
pretty interesting.
it's because I
The
forgot about
only
Godzilla
issue
2. I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't seen that movie, um, but from what I've heard, all 4 of these movies feel like they're set in completely different universes. Like Godzilla versus Kong is just completely sci-fi. I mean, you
You
can
were
see it in
saying
the
that.
trailer. It's like, what the hell? They're all made by like 4 different directors for just wildly different visions. It's just hilarious. It's like Fast and Furious. Like they're just like,
Yeah, I
to
say,
do
but
stuff.
you can kind of get away with that with something silly like this.
It's just
It's when
giant
you apply
monsters
that
fighting
logic
each
to
other.
Star Wars, which is when we get into trouble. Also,
Yeah, Star Wars
imagine,
isn't silly. Star Wars is deadly serious.
is it Warner Brothers? I feel like it's Warner Brothers who published this.
It is Warner Brothers.
Um, Imagine being in Warner Brothers and being high up in the
Mm,
director's seat and be like, right, um, Godzilla versus King Kong. How much do you think that's going to cost to make it good? Like, oh, probably like 150 mil or something. Plus,
yeah.
double that for marketing. Okay, so 300 mil, 300 mil. Uh, yeah. Just get this guy to direct it. Yeah, I'll be all right. Do you have any guidance for how you want to do this movie? No. Just do whatever you want. But what about the movies that came before? La. just
I mean,
just just have the money. I
that's
swear that's
basically
how these
Disney with
things
The
get
Last
made.
Jedi. So Ryan Johnson, right? You made Looper. Do whatever you want with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sitting there like, what the heck?
Also, didn't Warner Brothers also do the Tom and Jerry movie, which
I'm pretty sure they did.
which also looks just like why who said this is okay? Who greenlit
Well,
that?
the good thing about Warner Brothers doing all these movies is that all of these IPs are going to appear in Space Jam 2 because it's basically Wreck It Ralph 2 slash the Emoji Movie. It's just going to be them flying through different Warner Brothers worlds, which again could be hilarious. Um,
So funny.
Yeah, talking about this though, I was watching these trailers and I was thinking a lot of these movies, ordinarily, I would have no interest in. I'd have no interest in Fast and Furious 9. I'd have no interest in Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Godzilla vs. Kong, even. Wouldn't particularly be too excited about seeing it at the cinema. But I am so hyped for cinemas to reopen and hearing about things turning box office profits. I mean, I never thought cinemas were going to die. Loads of people are like, oh, it's the death of cinema. They're never going to reopen. It's like, I'm pretty sure they're going to reopen. There was a poll done the other day in the UK, and I think it was something like 58% of people
Yes,
said
yeah,
that they're looking forward to cinemas reopening. And it is the um, outdoor entertainment activity, not outdoor, but out of your home, the entertainment activity that people are most looking forward to going back to after lockdown, which I thought was
I
quite
saw that.
interesting.
It's
It doesn't
brilliant.
really surprise me. But it's like cinemas are not dead. They're gonna come back. You've got some ridiculously huge like box office breakers coming out.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
it kind of did um, worry me actually, and a part of that is due to the fact that we have literally had a whole year of lockdown type stuff,
Mm,
and so it's like I have a warped perception of what the world used to be like, kind of,
mm,
Uh,
mm,
um, and so in my head, I was kind of worried because I was worried about cinema before the COVID, but when it did happen and everyone was at home streaming, there was a worry of the traditional cinema movie experience being
mm.
ah. It sucks because I do actually want them to be put on stream as well. But nothing, it just doesn't beat. You can't beat going to cinema to see a movie. There's something about it that
Yeah,
it elevates.
the experience.
It does.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to watch. I would never want to watch Godzilla versus Kong at home. That doesn't interest me in the slightest.
yeah.
But you know, if we went to go and see it, we'd have such a laugh.
Yeah. No, it's true. Cinemas can be disgusting and annoying
Yep,
and they're full of obnoxious people, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I can't wait to get back. It's going to
pretty
be
much.
great. I love the cinema. We were very close to buying Cineworld, pardon me, Cineworld loyalty cards last February. Thank God we didn't.
That is so funny.
I
Can
assume
you?
people were refunded anyway. We were this close. We were going to buy loyalty cards for the local cinema literally like a month before the pandemic. What did we
Man,
see? We saw something together. I want to say Joker, but Joker must have been older than last year.
we
We saw
saw
something and we were like, right, we're gonna buy loyalty cards. We're gonna go all the time.
maybe, but I remember us discussing it for some reason on a train.
We saw the lighthouse as well.
No, we went to London. We went to see um, the Swing electronic. Why can't I think of the
Oh,
name?
we went to see Caravan
That's it,
Palace.
Caravan Palace.
Oh,
And
we didn't see a movie.
very specifically, I remember that, and we were on the.
That's very interesting.
I'm sure we were on the way back from that, and we had that conversation, and
Fair.
I don't know why we had that conversation though.
We had been to the cinema to see a few movies, but yeah, I'm
Anyway,
I'm happy to see more. I mean, I think like some of my best like this just sounds so fanboyish, but the only examples I can think of are Marvel. But like, just such great movie experiences that you can't have
well,
outside of the cinema. Like when I saw Infinity War for the first time, and the ending of the snap, and it's completely silent, and I could just hear like a child sobbing in the back,
it's the best.
and everyone else was so quiet. I was like,
Listen,
"There's nothing else
yeah,
like this."
listening to kids cry just elevates the movie going experience for me.
Elevates it tells you.
No,
And Endgame, people were cheering. They
I've
didn't do that
told
in the UK usually.
I've told you this so many times, probably even on this podcast, but
Mm,
nothing. The best moment I've ever had watching a movie was when the Robin review at the end of Dark Knight Rises, and everyone just lost it in the cinema. People just went crazy. It was
you told
awesome.
me this. I did not experience that, which is sad because that would have been hilarious.
The cinema was so packed as well, and we
Yeah.
didn't really expect it. So I was right at the front, right on the right of
Mm,
the cinema. But it was
yeah.
just the best.
I've only had that with Endgame. It was when Mjolnir appeared, when Scarlet Witch appeared, and On Your Left. Those were the three times when people really went mental. No one cheered when Cap got Mjolnir. I was like, come on, people cheer. That's
Yeah,
just me
people
on
didn't
my
cheer
end.
for me. The I
For
was sitting
me.
next to a friend who has appeared on Openly Beta, Jack, and he
Not me.
he was who's losing it, and so I was
Yeah,
losing it as a result of him losing it, and
yeah.
yeah, so good.
Good times. Right, let's
Bring
move on
back
from
the
movie news because
cinema.
I really dragged that out. This is what happens when I go first, Jamie.
It didn't feel like a drag at all. I very
That's
much enjoyed
fine.
having that first. It's a bit of a change. We'll never do it again though.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. It was a good experiment, but it, tried and failed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So we just had the Nintendo Indie World showcase,
Yep.
and it was something that we did not react to, and it was I had heard of it, but I saw the time that it was coming out, and I said to myself, "Not going to make that." Um,
Yeah, I had not even heard of it.
I only saw it. I saw it on my lunch break, so it was very much a last minute thing. Um, so they showed a lot of indie games to the surprise of no one, and I'm gonna just highlight a few. Well, there's actually some pretty cool looking games here.
There's
Uh,
one specifically that I'm very excited for.
okay, interesting. Well, so you've got Ollie World, which is really
Yep.
interesting because Ollie was
Oi, oi, oi.
completely completely different to this game. Like this is like a proper full 3D, I mean,
Oh,
like open looking skating game. Whereas I
yeah.
believe Ollie was just this 2D kind of simple thing. So that's cool.
Yeah, no, this looks
Had so much
completely
fun.
different in
Yeah,
terms of art style, and this doesn't look like the same franchise. That's crazy.
no,
This looks really nice.
it's very cool art style, isn't it? It looks
Yeah,
2D, but it's not. It's very cool.
very pastel, kind of cell
Hmm.
shaded. Looks nice.
And then we have Shredder's Revenge, which was already announced before. This is just more gameplay.
That
Um,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. I
Cool.
missed that out.
I mean,
It's
I think, people would assume.
yeah. I assumed it was on the Switch. Apparently, it wasn't actually confirmed to the Switch until today. So it's a perfect Switch game,
Fair.
and it looks like a lot of fun. It's just
Oh, okay.
really beautiful sprite work, really really nice. It's obviously going for that 90s nostalgia that we so
Yeah.
love. Um, but yeah, it's just harkening back to the original SNES game, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this looks very nice. This
Look
is
at
what
it.
you want from this sort of game.
It's just
Very arcadey.
such such beautiful animation. It's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that.
Very nice.
I'm just kind of throwing myself through these.
Oh, that's
You
cool.
mentioned Fez, which is interesting because that is a bit of a snore fest for me.
Well, did you not like Fez?
It's not that I didn't like it. It's that it's very very old.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like
I've still
oh,
never played Fez, so I don't know. I can see myself playing it on the Switch.
I had it on Vita and I never finished it.
Vita.
Um,
Oh my god, it is old.
oh, it's very old. Yeah, it's
I didn't
super old.
realize it was on the Vita.
It was on the PS3. It's
Was it really?
it originally came out on PS3. Yeah.
Man, I thought it was a PS4, like kind of early indie game.
Should we see when Fez came out? Give me a guess.
Oh, this is gonna humiliate. Wait. So if it's out on the PS3, I'm gonna go earlier than I think. I'm gonna go 2012.
Yeah, you're actually right.
What? It came out that year?
Yeah, it came out in 2012.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I swear to God I didn't Google that. Hey, it's 9 years old yesterday. That's kind of fun.
And then let's go back to this. Oh, the big announcement of the show. They always have. I have to say the indie showcases when they started doing them a few years ago, they
Mm,
were a little bit drab, and
yeah.
they were full of announcements of games that mostly you'd already heard of, and then
Mm.
the ones that you hadn't heard of were like kind of boring looking.
Shovelware.
Yeah, pretty much. Uh, in the nicest possible way. But they've really upped their game
Mm.
recently, and they always have some like pretty big bombs to drop. So
Yeah,
Oxenfree 2 was
that's the
announced,
one I'm excited for. That's what I was talking about earlier.
and I knew that was the one you were talking about.
Yeah, it's my sort of game.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I love Oxenfree.
I I need to play it. I have it on Steam. I just never got around to playing it.
That's an older game. That's such a weird announcement for me, a sequel now. Like, when
I
that come out?
I think right. Wait, let me.
2016?
Oh damn it! I'm so
I'm
annoyed that you did
sorry.
that because
I'm sorry.
I was literally going to guess 2016 as well. It's really
We'll,
sad.
we'll, we'll pretend you did and you got it right. Edit it. I thought it was way older than that.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's not that
hold on.
old.
Firewatch was 2016. Night in the Woods and What Remains of Edith Finch were 2017. My perception of time is off. Carry on.
It's difficult because 2016 feels like not that long ago, but it also was 5 years ago. That's quite a long time.
Yeah, I guess that was that first year of university for us or something?
No.
Wait, we started sixth form in 2013,
Oh
2014,
yeah, it was.
2015.
It was. It was. It was. Yeah.
End of first year, beginning of second year. What a life.
So that was a quick rundown of Nintendo Indie World. Um,
There's also
it's
Getsu Fumaden.
I've which one's that?
I
I've
don't know.
I've lost. I've actually now lost the page that I was on. We're gonna
It's
move
it's
on.
on the it's on the heading of the one I'm on, but we've never heard of it, so we can just ignore that anyway.
There was also a Nintendo Indie Land,
Oh,
which I made up. We have
was there
some
a Nintendo Indieville?
no. We have a very exciting announcement. Sorry, pardon me. It's 100% not an announcement. It's very
Oh,
much a discovery. I'll say it's not a leak. It's someone basically found a job listing
yeah,
that was supposed to be a little bit more hidden than it was
yeah.
for Sonic Colors Remastered on the Switch,
Interesting.
which is a
Was the job
thing.
listing Sonic Colors Remaster dev lead required for the Nintendo Switch
it,
in
it
all
it
caps?
it kind of was actually.
Yeah.
I'll find the screenshot, but yeah, it kind of was that. And then there's another one like, do you wanna be Sonic? Um,
That's
but
very
both next to
funny.
each other,
That's funny
and
to me because I've been applying for jobs in gaming and all of them are so goddamn vague about what game it is. So it's hilarious to me when they just put the game on there.
well, okay, so I think there's more to it than that because
Yeah,
you're right. They don't tell you what game it is, and I
yeah,
feel like this must have been a mistake that they quickly corrected, but someone
yeah,
managed to screen grab.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's
Yeah,
cool.
because they always say for AAA 3D platformer, and then they don't actually say what the game is.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Which is really interesting, isn't it? Because imagine, I feel like there could be some, it could be like going on to a wildly different project. Like that's so vague. It's like,
You think
ah,
you're on Sonic Colors.
I
You're actually on
hate.
Sonic Heroes Remaster.
Yeah, it's like a gothic horror Sonic platformer from Sega. Like, oh, I really don't like it. I don't want to work for this.
What you mean, Sonic Knight of the Secret Rings, or whatever it was called?
No, Sonic Unleashed.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
werehog. Come on.
I guess that's more gothic horror.
The it's so not. It's just nothing. Anyway, yeah, Sonic Colors Wii game apparently is good according to seeing many years of opinions on that game.
Yeah.
I'm quite interested to play it.
Yeah, I never played it. It never really appealed to me, but you know,
It didn't appeal
we'll
to me
see.
because it was on the Wii only.
What, you didn't want a Sonic Wii game?
Well, I was kind of done with the Wii by the time it came out,
That's fair.
and I was young, and so in my mind, it was PlayStation 3 or nothing.
It's Nerf or nothing. I played the Sonic Colors levels in Sonic Anniversary. What was that game called?
Generations.
Sonic Generations.
I did
That's my
too.
Sonic Colors experience.
They're my least favorite levels,
Yeah, I would agree. I would much rather play City Escape just over and over.
which is exactly what I did.
Yeah, and like the Metal Sonic fight was cool. Anyway, moving on.
The there was this is slightly old news, so I won't go
Wait,
on it for
sorry,
too
Sonic
long.
Colors. What's that? Do we know what platform that's being released on?
Switch, I believe.
They're re-releasing it on Switch. That I mean that makes sense because it's a Wii game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's probably some licensing thing with Nintendo actually that
Hmm.
actually prevents them from putting it anywhere else.
And I assume with controllers and stuff as well, it's like just makes sense.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Uh, this is a bit of an old piece of news,
Go for it. It's been a
but
while.
it's exciting. A Another juicy discovery slash leak for you.
Oh, another
Um,
untrue rumor.
I won't go into too much detail, but
Hmm.
basically, if you fiddle around with the URLs on the Super Smash Bros. Website,
Yeah.
you can find entries on the website for characters that have not yet been revealed.
Hmm.
But all it says is question mark. Um, the significant thing is someone managed to find a page for an additional character that is outside of the ones that they've already said that we're going to do. So, like, they've got the
Ooh.
Fighters Pass, and there's another extra bonus character on top of that,
Yeah.
which means they're potentially still making more characters for Super Smash Bros.
Jamie, I wish Mario Party got this much love.
Can you can you imagine? I would I would have bought every single piece of DLC that came out for that game.
Yeah, because it needed it.
Yeah. No,
I got so bored immediately.
that game didn't need DLC. It needed to be a different game entirely.
It needed to be improved when it was initially released.
Can we appreciate the characters in that game? You got
I mean,
you got the classic characters, and you got Pom Pom and Bam Bam and
Monty Mole.
Monty Mole.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't play as Spike. So what's the point? That was
Or
when our Spike obsession began because he featured heavily throughout that game.
you're right, actually. Uh, Spike actually appears as a playable character in Mario Party 10.
Does he?
Yeah,
God,
I
I'm sorry, but
remember.
he's the new Waluigi.
I remember going around to my friend's house, and it's like, "Do you want to play Mario Party 10?" Like, go on then. I haven't played it. And it's just you go on the character select, and it's Spike's stupid, derpy face. And at the time, I couldn't remember
What's
who
that?
Spike was. I was like, "Who is that?"
What do you mean at the time? Do you know who he is now?
Yeah, he's from Super Mario 3D World.
He's not even from that, I don't think. I think he was in like the second game or something. He's like a really old enemy.
I think Spike was introduced in Mario 3D World.
Well, this is something that requires Googling because
And it's
this
like
is
he's like,
the hard-hitting news. First appearance, Super Mario Bros. 3, 1988. He's an old character.
no, no, you're pulling my leg.
I'm not. I am putting your leg down on the ground. I'm pushing it, if anything.
Yeah, but and then below it, it must say something like heroically brought back in Spike's spiky world level in Mario 3D World.
All I want is Mario Kart 9 and every character is Spike.
Okay, so
Jamie,
you're
Google
right.
Super Mario Bros. 3 Spike and you will see pictures of
Yes,
a 2D Spike sprite.
you're right, but I am not taking that as being Spike. If you
How can you not?
look at the difference between Pixel Spike even, and actual Spike that we know and love.
Literally, the only difference is he doesn't have hair.
No,
That's
yeah,
just
no, no,
Spike
no.
when he's had a little shave of the head. He's had a little lockdown shave. Other than that, that is Spike. I apologize if you're listening to this on Spotify or if you're watching us on YouTube, because either way, you can't see what we're talking about. But Google Super Mario Bros. 3 Spike and you'll see the
Not
truth.
not Spike Top, which is a separate character entirely.
Oh no.
It's just Spike. Spike full stop.
The evolution of Spike in Super Mario games, 1988 to 2017. How is that a YouTube video?
Yeah, that's well, there's a YouTube video for everything. Uh, we have
Spike is
another
the
piece
new
of news.
Waluigi.
This is actual news, which I just
Go
wanted
on.
to throw in there.
Yeah.
Satisfactory had an update, which I think is pretty
Oh,
fun,
did it?
and they added drones, and they added
Ooh.
zip lines. They added nuclear power.
Jamie, we've got to jump back in.
they've they've added like tons of different lights and stuff.
Man.
It's very very cool.
We
Yeah,
should definitely jump back in. We just stopped playing that. I think we got overwhelmed.
we were very busy with lots of different things. I would love to play
Yeah.
that game again.
Love our games as well. That's cool. That'd be a good one. Among Us also got updated.
Oh yeah. Well, what was the update? Was that the ship? The
So
yeah.
a new map was introduced, which I really enjoy. I played it once the other day with some of our friends, Manny the Mage and Zobot. Check out their YouTube channels. Um, it kind of requires more players than we had at the time
Mhm.
because it's a huge map. But there's some interesting stuff. You can like choose where you spawn in at the beginning of the round, and uh, there's some weird stuff. Like there's a ladder, and there's a new animation where your character climbs up the ladder. I don't know,
That's
just stuff like that. It's like, oh, that's
the
kind of
the
interesting.
big bucks have come in and paid for some new
Oh yeah,
animation.
ladder animations. Yeah, and there's a whole heck ton of new tasks that are pretty fun. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
And then there's loads of people complaining because I think the new update means that text chat you can't use text chat unless you're over 14.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of kids complaining that they have to use the like default chat options. They can't just type freely.
That's very odd
Um,
that they would do that. There
yeah, I
must have
don't know
been
if they
something
had
that
some
prompted
legal
them.
reason to do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and they got to be careful about things. I keep seeing polls saying Among Us is dead, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's dead." I'm like, I've kind of only recently started playing it properly. Like I played it a little last summer, but
I mean, it's not
you
dead if
know,
you're just playing it with your friends. It can never be dead.
I guess it. I don't think it's dead online though. I still see loads of huge streamers and YouTubers playing it all the time. I
Fair.
think I'm looking at teenagers' YouTube comments and
Mhm.
getting angry on behalf of a game from 2016.
Yeah, as I say, you can't. You say it's dead, but it that kind of makes it seem like it only just came out, which didn't. And
Yeah, like Fall Guys, I can accept that that's dead. There's still people playing it, and I still play it sometimes. But you
Fall
know,
Guys is a very interesting one because they were very ambitious and genuine with their long
mm,
term support for that game.
mm.
But the nature of that game, it wasn't deep enough to last long enough for that.
I think the big issue with Fall Guys is that it took a really long time to
Oh,
unlock new features,
and that was such a pain.
which I think they've changed in an update. Because I still play it every now and then, and I'm pretty sure that I'm unlocking things far quicker now than I was before.
I should play that again. Actually,
But yeah,
I really enjoyed Fall Guys.
we should play it on the channel. I really like that
Yeah,
game. It's a lot of fun, and they keep introducing new games, and
yeah,
it's great.
it's
It's
very
good.
cool.
That's what it needs. I'm a bit bummed out that didn't have sort of a long term stay.
Yeah, I just don't think they released the new content quick enough.
Yeah,
You have a
maybe.
game like
Yeah.
Fortnite, and I think the core mechanics of Fortnite carry it far, whereas the
Hmm.
core mechanics of Fall Guys there's not enough. There's not as much to it. The kind
Yeah.
of the charm and appeal of Fall Guys is the maps.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
You're right.
I unless you have anything else to add, I have a piece of news which blends into what I've been playing, and I would very much like to mention it.
Okay, can I quickly throw in a headline title that I just saw before we started then?
I love that.
It Takes Two creator Joseph Fares says next game will blow people away. I didn't read the article and I have nothing else to say, but that just made me very excited.
No, that is really exciting. Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine saying
We
that.
love Hazelight Studios here at Openly Beta.
Imagine saying that. Like you've just
Yeah.
made the best game ever, and it's like, oh, what you like
The
that?
best game
You
ever.
thought that was good? Oh wow.
This will blow you away. Yeah, I'm excited for that. All right, go on to your news then that bleeds into the game you've been playing.
So there's this personal news, and
Oh,
also don't get too excited, and also news.
Jamie's pregnant.
There's a new as of yesterday, there was a new update to Final Fantasy 14. They had
Oh,
a new
there we
update,
go.
and it's the last update before the expansion, which comes out in a few months.
Fair.
It's called it's so cool. I love the marketing. They do like super heavy marketing for their patches, and they make
Yeah,
it like they always have its own unique logo. It's like so it's patch 5.5, Death unto Dawn, and they got like this whole logo, and they've got this whole beautiful artwork to go with it, and they do that
yeah,
for all their patches, which is so cool. Um,
yeah. That's like going the extra mile.
yeah, and I've finally caught up to the recent content insofar as I'm on the most recent expansion now. It's taken
Yeah.
me a whole year of lockdown. I can quite conclusively say, having done that,
You have been playing a lot of this game.
I would never have been able to I would never have caught up if it wasn't for having a global pandemic. I would have never played that game. I would never have gotten to the end of it.
Thank God for the global pandemic. You've been playing it for like
Exactly.
13 months straight. That blows my mind.
Yeah, I've been. It hasn't been. So I didn't actually start playing at the beginning of lockdown. I've been playing it for 271 days apparently.
Okay, a little bit less then.
But yeah,
That is hilarious. Are you still very much enjoying it then?
it honestly, I am enjoying it far more than what I did when I started. It's
Oh,
it
man.
just gets way better. You got to remember when you start playing this game, you're playing content from 2012.
Yeah.
So
That's when Fez came out.
that's when first came out. And so you the further you go into it, the more it's better. Like they give
Mm,
better quality voice acting, more cutscenes, the story improves, the gameplay gets better, they add loads of mechanics, and it's just like it's really good.
man.
Yeah.
See, this is like, I would love to get into it, but I'd never could at this point.
No,
I'm too far back.
no, you I wouldn't recommend it at all.
We need to commit to a new, like, I don't know, MMO or something upon release at some point.
I really want to do that. I really want to be ahead of the curve for an MMO for once.
Yeah.
I really hope that Amazon's new MMO ends up being good.
I
And
haven't heard of this, or have I?
I think you'd recognize the name. It's a name that is currently eluding me though. Um,
Is it called Amazon MMO? The Curse of the
Welcome
Amazon
to the
Rainforest?
Amazon. Yeah, New World. It's called New World.
I don't recognize this. Do I
It
play as Jeff Bezos?
you play as Jeff. It's basically your your own Jeff's faction when you start the game, and you have to basically go against the Musk separatists. Um,
It was due out last year.
yeah, it got delayed.
Amazon Game Studios. The world would be crazy.
So it's a new MMO, and that makes me hopeful. It's just it's scary because it's Amazon Game Studios that and they kind of suck.
I was going to say, do we know they suck? What have
Yes,
Amazon Game Studios made?
they released a game that was terrible, and they said, okay, they closed the servers. So they say, okay, we'll fix it, and then they disbanded the studio, and I can't remember what it was called.
Is it called Crucible?
That's it, Crucible. Yeah, I'm sure it's called that. Yeah,
Never heard of this.
yeah, I'm sure it's that.
They also made the Grand Tour game. I did not know Amazon Game Studios existed. Am I out of touch, or is their marketing bad?
Um, their marketing's bad because they don't know what they're doing, and it's very obvious that they went the Google Stadia route, where they basically know nothing about games, but they just throw money at it, and it
Like,
just doesn't work.
I have Prime. Just advertise this to me on Prime.
I mean, I'm glad they don't. It's
Yeah,
a
I mean,
thing.
I am, but why don't they? I'm doing their job for them. Oh man, I sorry. Can I? How are we for conversation here? Can I swoozy along?
What do you mean?
As in, do you have more to say about Final Fantasy or other stuff
No,
you've
no,
been
no. I just want
playing?
no. You go.
Okay, it's a very professional podcast here, folks. I haven't been playing a whole lot, but I have been playing a little bit of Minecraft, and I just thought for a second, in the spirit of melding news with what we've been playing, there was some relatively big Minecraft news today that I've just remembered.
Hmm.
So, you're aware of the Caves and Cliffs update
Yep.
due this summer. Mojang released a video earlier basically saying, we've bitten off more we can chew here. We cannot release the entire update in the summer. So they're releasing it in two parts, a summer update and a winter update. The reasons they gave for threefold, one was that wasn't an English sentence. The reason they gave for it were threefold. I think it was one was they wanted it to be very good quality and they didn't want to rush it, and it would be bad quality if they rushed it. Two was some of the technology just isn't there yet. They're not quite they haven't quite mastered it. They need more time to get some of that stuff working. And three was um, basically they were like the third point is the most important point. It's the mental health fast staff. They basically said we don't want to rush this out and cause everyone to have a mental breakdown. So we're going to take our time and allow people to work on this at a comfortable pace and an appropriate pace. So essentially, in the summer they're releasing new mobs, new blocks, all that sort of
Mhm.
stuff. A couple of little bits like geodes and stuff, some new stuff that will spawn in the world. And then the winter update will focus on the world generation. So it will change the world height. It will actually generate the new underground biomes and stuff like that. You'll get the new caves and cliffs. And then they said the archaeology will not release at all this year. That's going to come out next year because it's so different to anything else in the game that they just can't get it working. They need more time to work on that because it's such a weird thing. And that's basically what they said. But it was a really good video, and they got two extremely likable members of staff to talk about it.
So
And they both very
okay,
clearly care heavily about the game. Hit me. Slap my face.
that is great. Like
Yeah,
that is really good. Like don't get me
yeah,
wrong. It still surprises me.
yeah.
They made Bedrock, the Bedrock version,
Mm,
specifically so that they could. Well, one of the reasons was so that they could have full control over the Minecraft engine and not
mm,
have to deal with the you know uh, issues that arise from Java.
mm,
I wonder what and they're Microsoft, so they must have a huge team.
mm.
It's one of it's definitely up there with one of the biggest franchises on the planet.
Yeah,
It just surprises me. I don't know. I'm surprised
yeah. I mean,
it's yeah.
I know so little about how Minecraft, like, the inner workings and
Hmm.
how it's made. And this might be way off. This likely is way off. But I've always thought in my head, because the initial game was just created by Notch, just like one guy, and obviously he did bring more people in eventually.
Hmm.
But I wonder if there's still loads of base code and just inner workings of the game that is just so horrendously unoptimized and like weird. Could be wrong. They might have fixed that years ago, but I don't know. That's always something I thought about.
I do I do think that's definitely a possibility. I have no
Mm,
idea how much the Bedrock version changes. Whether
yeah.
it's a complete redo or whether it's a heavy tinkering. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Of
mean, if you
course,
look at the thing about archaeology, it does make sense from like a a game development
mhm.
standpoint, because if you see how that works in the game, it's like you can brush away at the blocks and they go down. Like there's nothing else like that in the game.
No. And that does, in fairness, that sounds like a nightmare.
It
And
makes sense.
it seems like Minecraft has all sorts of things like that. But do they still support the Java version, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is also the Java version is being
Yeah.
updated.
So I feel like
There's probably that as well. They've
it
got to be
actually could be
both
that.
versions.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it also could be the fact that that Minecraft exists on every platform, like every platform,
yeah,
including the
yeah. They're
new
all.
3DS. And
Oh, really?
it's like
They're all updated simultaneously as well. I'm pretty sure.
I think they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be a good reason.
yeah. But no, it was a good video.
Yeah, sounds like it. I wish
And
more
there's a
devs were
point
more
where
open like that.
there's a point where the woman says like, she's like, "Oh, don't worry, you're going to be able to update your old worlds to this one. That's important to us." She said like, "It's especially important to me because I've got a world that's more than 10 years old, and every time there's an update, I want to be able to keep playing on that world." It's like stuff like that. It's like it's good that you can tell they really care about the game.
Yeah, they
Um,
do.
and then when
There's
they
so
give
much to
news
think
like
about.
this, yeah,
I can't
definitely.
imagine working because the thing is in Minecraft, you can have a huge team working. They must have a huge team working on it.
Mm,
But you have stuff like, okay, we're adding a block. Now, on the face of it, that seems like, oh, I mean, surely one person can do that, right? But then probably
yeah, like
not.
mods make those.
Yeah, but probably not though, because they probably have
Mm,
to. That one block probably
yeah.
causes so many issues that you've
Mm,
actually suddenly got to split what seems like a simple task between a
yeah.
team. I can see why it
Well,
would be
that's the
difficult.
thing. Yeah, because obviously people who make mods, a lot of mods are made by one person, and they just, I don't know, introduce a few more blocks or a few more mobs and they just put them out. But for Mojang themselves, they can't just kind of willy-nilly release a mod. They need to really think about the balance of the game. How is this going to affect, oh, is that going to make it too easy to do that or to do that? I don't know, even like speed running might be something they consider. Like, oh, that's going to break that. There's loads to consider. If you're making a mod, it's just like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Also, the
Just release
future,
this for fun.
they've got to think
And the
about.
future.
Okay, will adding this be make the future updates a pain in the ass? Like for
Yeah.
example, archaeology. Like, does
Yeah.
adding this now make the game horrible to code for?
Yeah. I mean, I can't even really fathom how they go about introducing a block that has so many kind of, I don't know what the word is, like states.
Mhm.
Yeah, states. Because a normal block is, it's there, it's breaking, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Maybe it's got a few textures when it's breaking, but like, yeah, it's just it's interesting to
Yeah,
think about.
because the currently it's just an animation. Like it's not actually getting smaller. It's just like it's
No,
just an animation.
no. Although I don't know if I feel like they could do that of the archaeology blocks as well. I don't know. Maybe if you stand on top of it and start doing it, your character kind of falls down as well. In which case you wouldn't be able to. But I know that it's not going to be that you can brush a block to a certain point and stop, and then the block is now that
Mhm.
tall. If you do that, the block breaks
Right.
because
Okay.
otherwise it's even more intense. Then they're introducing blocks that can be any height.
Yeah. At which point you're essentially approaching Minecraft 2.
Well, yeah, it's
Like
like the whole
if you were going to
fundamental
do
of the
that,
game. Things have this
that
blocky grid
yeah.
pattern. Yeah.
I always thought if there was going to be a Minecraft 2, which obviously sounds silly, but if they ever decided we're going to do that, I
Mm.
feel like the biggest way to differentiate it and make it seem like a leap would be to make the blocks even smaller.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that probably wouldn't be a good thing, but
No. I mean,
I
there
don't
are
think it
mods
would
that
work.
do that, and a lot of them are very kind of intense and confusing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a 16 by 16 sort of within the blocks.
yeah. For most people it'd be too finicky and
I
annoying.
mean, then you have like Cube World.
What Cube World?
Yeah, it was like a Minecraft kind of when all the kind of I want to say rip-offs, but that sounds mean, but you know what I mean. The kind of Minecraft inspired games started
Okay.
coming out, like Terraria and stuff. Cube
See,
World was one of them.
when you say Cube World, my mind goes to the Cube World toys, the little stick men that you could
Oh,
stick
but they like little
together.
TVs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. God, that's a blast from the past.
I'm pretty sure that's called Cube World.
No, I think it was. What a life.
Yeah, what life. Quick,
Yeah.
quick side note. While I've got your attention talking about Cube World,
You can go into a full note if you like.
all right. I'll make a. I'll make
Go
a.
to a front note.
I'll make a front note.
Yeah.
Have the dinosaur in the mid. Um,
Yeah.
so I loved those adverts where you'd have these like cool guys, like 20-year-olds, like these guys like are playing with their cubes as all 20-year-olds would do.
Well,
And
for like Cube World.
he's got yeah, and he's got like 50 of them. And then you look at the bottom and it's like £20 for a single cube.
Literally
And
about
like
to say that.
the whole concept of Cube
Stacked
World,
up.
the way they advertise it is that you kind of need like tons of them. Like it's not
Many.
you can't have fun with one. You need like kind of need like four really, and that's
Really.
such an investment.
You need to spend £100 on cubes,
Yeah,
and then you'll be happy.
and they're like terrible. Like just buy a Game Boy at that point.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, but I now have to see if you can still buy Cube World toys.
Oh,
I'll see if
it's
you Google Cube World, you get the game. Oh my god, they're on sale on eBay. Oh my god, someone's selling two for £3.20. It's a
that,
bargain, Jamie. I can buy five for £31, and one of them's huge.
that is so funny.
£20 for eight. See, this is the time to invest in Cube World.
Well,
15 years after the hype.
they released some big ones too.
They released some chonky cubes.
There's like some weird looking
Billiam
ones as well.
Billiam did a video on them last year. He's a fun YouTuber,
Really?
Billiam.
That's interesting.
Cube World was weird. Stick people sticking together. Oh my god, sorry, but if you go on Cube World Toy and go on Google Images, there's just pictures of like teenagers with their huge stacks of Cube World toys. I'm
I
so
don't.
glad I was never interested in these because I would have wasted so much money on them,
Yeah.
like I
Like
did
this is.
with what were those other ones? Go Go Crazy Bones. I liked those.
I never.
I was into Go Go's.
I wasn't really into those. I was very much into Mega Bloks Dragons. And they released
Oh
little.
my god, I had so many Mega
Yeah.
Bloks dragons, and I still do.
I bought so many of the dragons, and when they released, they knew what they were doing. They released the little plasma dragons in the little containers, and
Yeah,
they were cheap enough that you could buy them with pocket money, and you could buy them consistently. Like every like month, you'd go to the shop and be like, "Yeah, I'll have another one of those. Go on, give me the
I
best.
never
Give me the
got
best one."
those. I got the ones where you buy an egg and the parts are in the egg.
That's yeah, I remember those.
I've got right, Jamie. When lockdown ends, I'm coming to your flat, and we're gonna have a Mega Bloks dragon fight.
I actually bought the
Entirely stream.
the really big. Like, do you remember the really big dragons that are bipedal?
No.
I bought. I actually remember the names.
Oh my god, I think I remember them.
They're like really big. Um,
Yes, I do. I've googled them.
what are they called?
I never had those. Just Google Mega Bloks giant dragon. It comes up.
Let's have a look.
Oh my god, the Fire Mountain set.
Oh,
I had
I
this.
oh this is Jack. This is giving me these Google images. I'll give me some true throwbacks right now. Wow.
Where's the Ice Mountain? Oh my god, yet again, we are just spending a large chunk of our podcast looking through Google
Yeah, this
Images.
is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. I'm gonna throw you one more.
Such great in entertainment.
You know,
Right,
I'm going to
listening
be
or watching
spending.
along at home, Google Mega Bloks Dragons and just look through the pictures with us. No
just
more needs to be said.
just rest assured, gang. These were these were some high quality Lego rip-offs. You know, these were more than just
Is Mega
pretend
Bloks
Lego.
not owned by Lego?
No,
Oh my
the
god, it's not.
it's like it's so high quality. Like they went above and beyond with the lore, and I also remember with certain
Ooh.
bigger sets, they would have like a huge sheet
Yeah,
of all the different characters that you could get,
yeah,
and it's just. Oh, and I remember seeing some of them,
you
and
had to
some of
buy
them
all
were
of them.
like genuinely quite rare to find because
Yeah,
probably because they were discontinued and they were the
yeah,
coolest ones and you need them. Oh,
yeah. The dragon designs are really cool. Oh my god, the metal dragon, I had him. I still do. Oh, this is so cool. This is why you've got to keep all of your Lego and all of your Mega Bloks, no matter how old you get. Never throw them away. Never sell them.
oh, okay, okay. Again, I'm going to be as descriptive as possible for podcast reasons.
Go
So
for it.
I'm currently looking at. Did, it's like a kind of four-legged troll slash ogre troll type creature, and they have
Yeah,
hair. It has hair on its back, and you
I'm
can.
seeing that. That's new to me.
Oh, I had so many of those.
Oh, were they like a thing? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there's different ones. There's like an ice version and an earth version.
yeah. I had so many. They were my favorite because they actually have like little fluff on the backs of them. They're brilliant.
Yeah, they're like weird dragons. It's a very creative design for a dragon.
Oh, I don't think they're dragons.
I
I
don't
think
know.
they're
It
entirely
says they're
separate.
dragons,
Does it? Oh, okay.
but maybe that's just the eBay listing.
Anyway, we could go on about Mega Bloks Dragons for probably
We
an
could. I think we
embarrassing length of
should.
time.
No, I think post lockdown, don't you worry, me and Jamie are gonna release many videos about Mega Bloks
You
dragons.
know, I wouldn't say no to just a discussion like specifically about Mega Bloks Dragons. I feel like
You
this is
know
a
what?
subject that needs more exploring.
When we can do podcasts together in person, we can just build Lego sets while we're talking to each other.
I got rid of all of my Mega Bloks Dragons.
I didn't get rid of any of mine, so don't worry. I have all of them under my
Ah,
bed.
that hurts so much.
Yeah, I never got rid of anything as a child. I was like, oh yeah, my kids will play with that someday, and then I just still play with it at the age of 23. Jamie, do you want to discuss what you've been watching, or what?
Well, I need to finish this podcast soon because I need
That's
to get
very
up
fair.
early.
Let's
But
just have a quick 7-word review of episode 4 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I can't believe we spent all that time faffing around talking about Mega Bloks bloody dragons when we could have been discussing the amazing.
Welcome to Sandbox, where we talk about games, movies, TV shows, and Mega Bloks dragons.
I a spoiler free review of.
Okay.
I think that's my 7 words. I'm
Oh,
joking.
okay.
It
Do you want me to be going while you
was.
think?
It was. It was dark. It had. It had grey morality, which we love.
We
It
do love
has.
Grey.
It has a bit of the ending with everyone filming what happened
Mm.
was great, poignant. It kind of summarized the all of the issues explored in the episode.
The final shot was great.
Really, really great final shot.
Yeah.
They also, compared to the last episode, didn't really get around a lot. They kind of just stuck to one kind of district in this one city.
Yeah,
But it's a bit
I didn't
unfair
mind.
because when they went to, was it Marjapal?
Madripoor, yeah.
Majapol? That was a bit special.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask for that every single episode.
Go, your
I'm going to
turn.
give a spoiler full review. I like that we were talking about John Walker getting the super serum, becoming super soldier. Everyone knew that was going to happen at some point.
Yep.
I liked that he discussed it in this episode. He gave it to himself in this episode, and they revealed it in this episode. There was a little bit they dragged it out a little bit for a little bit of suspense, but the show has consistently done that.
Hmm.
There's no bullshit. They trim the fat. Um, the Wakandans appear. They want Zemo. They tell Bucky that they want Zemo. First thing Bucky does, goes to Zemo, tells him the Wakandans are there looking for him. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Zemo, oh, the bit where Zemo convincing the children to tell him the secrets about where the memorial service was. I think that was it.
Hmm.
Um, that was great. Very kind of chilling when he's singing the song "Mary Had a Little Lamb." And he goes up to him, and it's really believable that he would manipulate these children because he is like a charismatic guy.
I
And
love the
then
whole
straight
Turkish
away,
delights thing that he had. Like,
so good.
how could you resist a Turkish delight?
You want those alone? And then straight away, the next like shot, he's like, "I know where they are. I asked some children. They're not going to tell you, and you need me alive for me to give you this information." Like, it's just there's none of it
Yep,
feels dumb and contrived.
hundred percent.
It just keeps moving along, and it's probably because it's so short. There's only two more episodes.
Yeah, I know.
I was so gutted to hear that,
Yeah, they're
but at
doing
least,
an excellent job. I am thoroughly
yeah,
entertained. It doesn't feel like there's any filler at all. It's all
no,
just really high quality,
yeah.
which, yeah, really pleasant surprise. I was not expecting it to be so good like
And
this.
stuff that I have heard people criticize, like the boat scene in the first episode and Sam's family,
Hmm.
that's kind of tying into it now. So it's like, okay, that was necessary at the time, sort of thing. Um, yeah, I just hope it doesn't somehow go off the rails at the end. The more I watch this, the more I feel like, yeah, I was kind of disappointed in the end of WandaVision.
Yeah,
um, but I'm hoping it stays this quality. I'm
I
loving it. John
I
Walker's
I have a
great.
feeling that it's not. It's going to have a similar. I'm feeling that it's not going to resolve everything that you want it to, and it's going to feel like a lead on to a movie again. I think that's
I
definitely a strong possibility. Considering there's only
massively
two episodes
mind.
left, I don't think it's going to feel like it's a complete story.
Yeah. Okay, no, I would mind if it didn't feel like a complete story, but I don't massively mind if there are certain things that are left open
Hmm.
as kind of sequel bait because obviously that can be annoying if it feels like you're not getting a complete package, if it feels like the show left loads of random things open that should have been answered. But I think Marvel generally do quite a good job at this is setting up a future movie.
Hmm.
Um, Sometimes they waste far too much time on things setting up future stuff, and it's like,
Yeah,
why did that need to go in there? Um, but at least you know you are going to get those sequels, and these things are going to be answered. And
no, yeah,
they
yeah,
can be
yeah.
quite good. They're generally quite good at taking their time with things and setting
No,
things up. And
I'm all you know me. I'm all for the long term stories that they tell. It's great.
yeah,
It's a huge part of the reason I watched it. I love
yeah,
that slow burn. But yeah, you also want to have an arc
mm,
within the show itself that is
yeah,
completed and seem to. It doesn't. When I say I say completed, it has some sort of conclusion. Whether that conclusion could be open to interpretation, but as long as there's something to close it off, which I
yeah.
thought they sometimes don't feel like that necessarily.
I think I think that's one thing I wouldn't criticize WandaVision for because it did feel like a contained story about grief and about her recovering from it. But then you
Me,
did also have that movie bait at the end with obviously there's going to be Doctor Strange, there's going to be Secret Invasion, blah blah blah. What were you going to say?
it didn't feel like a complete story for me.
That's fair.
It literally felt like she's grieving. That's it.
Okay, no, to be fair, it felt like a complete story, but then the sequel bait was her looking for her children again,
Yes,
which kind of undoes the complete story. So it kind of did until that.
that's what I felt like.
Yeah, so maybe that's not a good example. Here's one thing. Age of Ultron, you have Ulysses' claw appear. Ultron chops his arm off.
Oh,
and
I
then he's not in the movie anymore. That's that would be fine. I would be able to accept. I don't care what happens to that character from this point. He's obviously being set up for a future movie. However, he then felt kind of unnecessary in Black Panther. So it's like, what was the point in spending time on him?
it was it was really cool to have that continuity between those movies, but
Yeah,
I completely agree. When you
yeah,
actually when you see Black Panther, his character has no. There's just no reason for him to exist in it at all.
yeah. If he was called in Black Panther, that would be a great example of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but I like.
I'm struggling to
Yeah,
think of one off
it's
the top of
difficult
my
because
head.
I like how they connected all. They had the vibranium, like vibranium. They keep talking about vibranium, and they had
Hmm.
loads of references to Wakanda in Age of Ultron. So
Yeah,
having that, I did think it was nice to actually be able to see. Okay, now I know the character. I know how he would have infiltrated that. I know
yeah,
how Ultron was ultimately created then with his
yeah.
armor. So okay, I thought that it was useful for that. I don't think that's enough to just justify him as a
Use his
character,
claw.
or
Yeah.
to waste Andy Serkis. It
Yeah,
would
he
have
was
been,
great in the role as well.
yeah,
I think a lot of the issue is Killmonger was just so good in Black Panther, he felt kind of unnecessary. Okay, here's a good example. In Age of Ultron again, they spend loads of time on the Hulk, on Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff's romance, and then it goes nowhere in future. Wait, no, that's also a bad example.
yeah, that's weird because it's kind of not mentioned enough in Infinity War, anywhere near enough. It's just like,
No,
oh, that's they. I think who someone says it. Someone says, "Oh, that's awkward." It's like, is it though? Like, I feel like Bruce Banner's kind of done with that. He doesn't really care anymore.
yeah, it's all kind of
He's
weird,
gone to
and then
space.
he's kind of sad that she's dead, and he's like, "Oh, I tried everything to bring her back. I really did." It's like I'm not even really getting romance from this.
No, no, and that's understandable because he went away for a while.
Yeah, but then again, it's just kind of a waste of time in Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron's probably the most egregious Marvel film for setting up things that went nowhere, or just for spending too much time on things that were kind of unnecessary.
Except for Wanda,
Yeah,
which I guess you could call it a retcon, maybe. But that was good.
yeah,
That made Age of Ultron feel more worthy of existing.
yeah. If you didn't, yeah, and it does kind of make me want them to bring Ultron back, as much as people might be angry about that premise. But
I
yeah, it makes you
really,
feel like
I
that's what
really
we
want
got
that
out of
too.
that film.
We're both really keen on that idea,
We
and
love
I don't
Ultron.
see that opinion much at all.
It's like he's easy to bring back. He's a
Yeah,
robot. His consciousness could be anywhere, and
it's
that could be some cool stuff there. It's not. I'm not asking them to like. I'd be annoyed if they brought Iron Man back from the dead, or Captain America, or
there's
Black Widow. Like you can do Ultron. I won't mind. Or Quicksilver. God, don't bring Quicksilver back.
quick. Well, I think there may be shenanigans, but
You don't need to. You got Speed and Wiccan. Two Speed. He's
but
just Quicksilver but smaller.
Jack,
Yeah.
the hour is late,
The hour is late.
and
We're recording this at 3 a.m.
it's 3 a.m. and I've got to go to work in half an hour. So I think we're gonna call that a night for this podcast.
We are going to call that a night. That
That
was our
was,
review of Falcon and the Winter
you
Soldier.
know, that was one of that was in the end, episode 47. That felt like such a 47 episode. There was
It
a lot of random.
because it
That
was
was a weirdo
boring.
episode. No, 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 not
That was
boring. It was just
potentially
kind
the
of a bit
messiest
strange.
episode we've done. I
I
think
agree.
Sandbox in future is just going to be Jack and Jamie talking about whatever the hell they want.
We there
Through
is
your
there is
format.
normally, if this is the first Sandbox you've watched, firstly, good job getting to the end. Secondly, there's usually a little bit more structure to this. Uh, we went a bit
I
off the
told you,
rails.
Jamie, this is what happens when I start.
So subscribe, or you will be sent to prison.
Yep.
Like the video, or Jack will come and get you.
Yep, I will.
And
Remember to buy your Mega Bloks Dragons from eBay for a hefty discounted price. And buy Big Cube Odd Cube for $3.99, 2 small cubes included.